seated. And okay. All right. So sit up nice and tall. And just start to check in here. Start to notice how you feel right here. Close your eyes. Scan your body. Start to notice all that's going on. Start to watch your breath as it comes in through the nose and out through the nose. Just notice how that feels. Just watching your breath. Witnessing your breath as it flows in through the nostrils, flows down over the vocal cords, fills the chest, fills the belly. And then as you exhale, watch it again as it travels back up and out. Relax your jaw and soften your temples, your forehead. Take your shoulders up and then just roll them back and down. Lift the chest. Your hands are on your knees. You can even pull a little bit on your knees. Just gently draw the shoulder blades toward each other and lift the chest even more. And keep that action. So our spine is nice and long. We're rooting down through the tailbone into our blanket or our mat. And the crown of the head rises up toward the sky. Now let's take a nice, long, deep breath in. And gently let that go. And now we'll breathe into the count of 5. Hold it here for 5. And release. Exhale, 5. Hold it here at the bottom for 5. And let's do that again. Big breath in. Hold it. Release. Hold it here. And one more time through. Inhale. Fill it up. Hold it. And then let it go. Empty it out. And then hold it here at the bottom. Try to draw your navel into your spine, really engaging the abdominals. And then let your breath flow naturally in and out. Okay. So let's just sit up nice and tall. Take your chin down towards your chest. Take your shoulder blades towards your mat. If you want, you can place your hands on the back of your head. Feel that nice stretch in the neck. And now start to take your chin up toward the sky. And take your collarbones toward the floor. Bring your chin back parallel to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. And look over your right shoulder. Just be gentle, don't force it. When you know you're at your stopping point, just stay there. Don't try to go any farther. Just waking up the neck. Bring your chin back to center and look over your left shoulder. And again, just go to your stopping point. Don't try to force it. And then come on back to center. Just take your right ear to your right shoulder. Take your head toward the front of your mat until your left ear and left shoulder meet. And then go the opposite direction. Just from one shoulder to the other. Next time an ear and shoulder meet, stay there and go backwards. And again, nice and slow. Take your time. If you find any areas that are particularly tight, just hang there for a breath, maybe 2 breaths, as much as you need, and then move on. If there's anything else, just stay there, try to knead it out for a breath or 2. Next time an ear and shoulder meet, just stay there. Carefully bring your head up. All right. Let's twist over to the right. Take your left hand onto your right knee. Take your right hand behind you. Inhale and lengthen here. And exhale, twist. And we're going to come to the other side. So just twist over to the left. Right hand on your knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And we're going to breathe through that. Inhale, over to the right. Exhale, twist. Inhale, over to the left. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen it. Make your way to the other side. And as you exhale, twist. Inhale to the left. Let's do that one more time on each side. Inhale. And twist, and inhale, and twist. Come on back to center. Let's take our right hand over to the right and take the left arm up, and we're going to reach up and over. Press down with your left hip. Inhale, exhale, press away with the left hip and reach through the fingertips. Lift the chest. So keep the chest lifted. Try not to drop down into this. We're still keeping the chest open, stretching through the side body, and then come up. Other side, left hand reaches over, right hand reaches up, and we're going to reach over. Inhale, press away with your right hip, and reach through the fingers. And then come up. Okay, so let's take our legs out in front. So you can sit up on a blanket. I'll turn this way for a sec. You can sit up on a blanket or a block. We want our spine to be perpendicular to the floor. So if you find you're leaning back too much, sit up on a blanket to try to get the spine nice and long. Now we're going to press through the heels. Legs are long, really engaging the legs. Fingertips come down by your sides. Lift the chest. Press through your heels. Draw the toes toward your shins. Lift the chest. One more breath. Really activate your legs. Lift the chest. Okay, now release that. And we're going to lower down onto our back. So get a block, or you can use a blanket. You can roll up a blanket or a towel will work. We're going to take the block or whatever support you're going to use between your inner thighs, and then you're going to come down onto your back. So we do this all the time, but this time today we're going to use a prop. Reach your arms overhead. Hook your thumbs together and then reach through the fingertips, press through the heels. Lift the chest. Inhale, relax. Switch the grip of your thumbs. Exhale, press, squeeze into that block. Lift the chest. Inhale, release. Switch the grip. Exhale, press and reach. And then one more time. Inhale. Switch your grip. Exhale, squeeze into your block. Feel the side body lengthening. And then release. You can put the block aside. Now get your strap. So depending on the length of your strap, you can do this. We're going to do Supta Pada Gustasana, which we do almost every single class. But today we're going to do a little bit differently if your strap is long enough. If not, you can do it the normal way. So we're going to take the strap right over the top of the heel. The left leg's going to go long. And if your strap is long enough, you're going to bring your triceps down on your mat, right? So your elbows are down on the mat. Maybe get the slack out of the way. Okay, we want the leg straight. So if you're bending your knee, take your leg out farther. You want the leg straight. All right, now we're going to lift the chest and we're going to pull down, pull the elbows, pull the triceps into the mat and press to the heel. Left leg is going to go long. We're taking the inner left thigh toward the mat. And then the right outer hip away from our chest. All right, pull down. Hold it here. You really want to feel this. We're working on the legs a lot today. Strengthening the legs. I know some of you worked out a little earlier today, so you might be sore. But we're going to work on strengthening our legs. Pull down. Press in. All right, bend your knee carefully. We'll switch sides. So same thing. So if your strap isn't long enough, just go ahead and do what we normally do here. Take your right leg long. And we're going to press our elbows down onto the mat. Now, for those of you whose strap is not long enough, you're reaching up. You're still going to pull down and press in. Oops. All right. Lift the chest. Press through the right leg. Turn the right pinky toes up. And then pull down on your strap. So again, you want to feel this in the back of the leg. So again, if your knee's bent, you're not going to get the benefit of the pose. So take your leg a little bit longer or away from you to get that action. Press that left thigh bone away. All right, bend the knee. Let's do that one more time on each side. Now, if you have a wall near you, you know, we used to do this in the studios. You can go a little bit closer to the wall. It can just be a half wall. And we'll take our left leg at the wall and the right leg will go up. So that we use the wall that helps add a little bit more strengthening in the leg. So the left foot's at the wall. If you have a wall nearby, don't worry about it if you don't. Elbows are down on your mat. Lift your chest. Press your left foot into the wall or imaginary wall. And we're pulling down on the strap, really pressing our elbows into the mat and we're lifting the chest. Right thigh bone presses away. Lift the chest. And then switch sides. So the right foot will go to the wall if you're there, or straight and long. Right pinky toe points up. Left leg is up over the hip. Elbows are down on your mat. Lift your chest. Flex both feet. Press that left thigh bone away. And then roll the right knee in towards your mat. Lift the chest. And then go ahead and release, remove that. And then let's roll over onto our hands and knees. Come on to tabletop position. Shoulders stack over the wrist, hips over the knees. And then push your hands into your mat. Look up at your navel. Take your tailbone towards your knees. So round your back into cat pose. Now turn your tailbone up toward the sky. Broaden across your collarbones. Reach the crown of your head up. Now let's flow through cat-cow a couple more times. Go at your own pace. Exhaling into cat. Inhaling into cow. And maybe one more time. Now come back to neutral spine. Turn your toes under and lift into a downward facing dog. We're not going to stay here too long. Just keep your heels high. And then walk your feet and your hands toward each other. Come into your forward bend. Just let your arms dangle. Keep your knees soft. Inhale here. Exhale. Let everything go. If it feels better, you can hold on to your opposite elbows. Just kind of, you know what feels right here. This is a release. We're just releasing right now. Inhale. Exhale, let everything go. One more big breath in. And a big loud breath out. Take your hands by your sides, come all the way up. And come to Tadasana. Okay, so we're going to get our block again. We're going to take the block back into the inner thighs, between the inner thighs. Now, this is where we're going to use our chair. If you don't have a chair, you can use your wall, you can use a couch, or you can just use your, you can just go into down dog. We're going to go into down dog with our block. So it's kind of good to have it on your mat so it doesn't slide. All right, so if you watch me first. So I'm going to step back like I'm in down dog, right? And I'm just reaching out with my hands on the chair. You can do this on the wall as well. Okay. So we're getting nice and long through the side body. Now take your pubic bone toward your tailbone. Kind of like taking your belly button towards your tailbone. It's really lengthening through the spine. Hold it here. Feel the side body lengthening. All right, one more breath. Really press down through your heels. All right, now we're going to shift forward into, so if you're at a wall, it might be a little challenging. We're going to shift forward and come into plank. So we're going to take our shoulders over our wrists. Squeeze into your block. Draw your navel in. Broaden across the collarbones. Hold it here. Squeeze into the block. And then we'll go back into downward facing dog. So lengthening back, press down through your heels. Spread the shoulders wide. And let's do that again. Come forward to plank, shift forward. Spread the shoulders wide here. Breathe. And then press back to down dog. Press down through your heels, get length through the side body. Take your pubic bone towards your tailbone. Big stretch through the side body. One more time, shift forward to plank. And then pull it up and back into your down dog. Really lengthen. Feel the side body lengthen. This is where the chair is really helpful, or even your wall. And then carefully just walk towards your chair. Remove your block. Come to Tadasana. And just check in here. So feeling all that length right through the side body. So we build up some strength in our legs. So now we're going to go into warrior one with our foot on the chair. And again, you can use a stool or even maybe a couple blocks would work. So let me show you what we're gonna do. We'll start with the, I'm gonna take the left foot, I'm gonna turn it out slightly. I'm gonna take the right foot on my chair. So again, I can't see if everybody has a chair. It looks like everybody's got a chair. So same thing, you can do it with 2 blocks here or a block. It wouldn't be quite as high, but, or something, a stool. Everyone has a chair in your house, right? You can find something. Before I took this from work, so I had a bunch of these. I used some picnic chair from out in back. All right, so let's turn the left toes out, take the right foot on the chair, on our prop. And then we're gonna shift forward slightly. So you wanna be back far enough, and then you wanna get your knee over your right ankle. Now take your hands on your hips, and let's take the left hip forward. So really feeling this. There's a lot of work going on in this left leg. Take your low belly up towards your chin. Left hip forward. So we're not really squaring the hips, we're taking that left hip forward. We are drawing the right hip back. And then if that feels okay, you can reach your arms up. But don't arch your back, right? We don't want to lift the chest so much that we're going into a back bend. Just reaching up. Bend into that front knee. Really rooting down through that back heel of the left foot. One more breath. And then take your hands on your hips, step down, take a breath here. And we'll set up for the other side. So we'll take the left foot up. You can take your right leg back. You can use your hands to kind of adjust and get into your position. And then we take the left knee over the ankle. Take your right hip forward. The right foot is turned out slightly, just like it would be in Warrior One. And then the right hip comes forward, and then we shift forward. It's really engaging your quadricep, rooting down through your right heel. Take your right hip forward, lift the chest. And if you want, you can reach your arms up. So there's a lot of work going on in this leg, in the standing leg. Lift the chest. One more breath. And then go ahead and come on down. Step back to Tadasana. Take a breath here. We're gonna do that again, both sides. So let's step up the right foot. Left leg goes back. Take your right knee over your ankle, shift forward. That left foot is turned out slightly, but then we take the left hip forward. Lift the chest. Reach your arms up. Shoulders back and down. Again, don't arch your back. Shoulders are just right over your hips. You're really engaging the standing leg, pressing down through the left heel. You're going to take your left shoulder forward. One more breath here. And then come on out. Just switch sides. Left foot comes up. Right leg back, right toes turn out. Hands on your hips, lift your chest. We're gonna lean forward. Getting that knee over the ankle. Pressing down through the heel. Reach your arms up. You stay here for a couple breaths. You wanna go out? One more breath. And then go ahead and come on out. Come back to Tadasana. Okay. So now face lengthwise, keep your chair here. You can always use blocks. We're gonna do both. We're gonna go in a triangle with the chair and then with our blocks. So you might wanna have, if you're on a hardwood floor like I am, you might wanna have half of your chair off of the mat. So from Tadasana, let's take our legs wide. And then we'll turn the left toes out, right toes in, and even the left hip out, right? We're gonna rotate that entire leg, the entire thigh turns out. Arms extend out. Lift your chest. Now root down, really pressed through both feet. And then as we inhale, we're gonna lengthen. And as we exhale, we're gonna reach out and take our hand onto our chair. So in place it down, just don't kind of drop into it. Really be active as you move into this pose. You can start with your right hand on your hip. Inhale here, and exhale, you can push your chair away just a little bit. And if you're not using a chair, that's fine, don't worry about it. Just you can use your blocks. Again, really lengthening through the side, the left side. Right shoulder stacks over the left. And if you want, you can take your right arm up. Now, turning that left inner thigh out, right? We're externally rotating this front leg. Lengthening here. And then slowly come up. Bring your feet in line with each other, step your feet together, and we'll have to bring the chair to the other side. Unless you have two chairs. All right, so feet go wide. Right toes turn out, left toes in. Arms extend out. Engage your legs. So press down through both feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach out. You can take your left hand on your hip, right hand on your chair. This will get us to set up. And then inhale again. Exhale, maybe slide your chair out a little bit. Getting a little bit more length through the side body. Taking the back ribs toward the front ribs. And if you want, you can take your left arm up. What's going on with your legs now? We can really feel this. If you're on your chair, you're really feeling this through the side body. But we're working on the legs too. We want to draw the kneecaps up, draw the quadriceps up. Feel the legs strengthening. And then carefully come all the way up. Now just stay here. Now get your block. And we're going to take the block in front of our foot. We usually do it behind. Let's do it behind. All right. Take the block behind our left foot. Turn the left toes out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just like before, we're going to reach down. We're going to take our hand on our block this time. So we're going a little bit longer and deeper here, right? So where we had that opportunity to really lengthen here, we want to keep that length, but we'll take our hand on our block. And there's 3 heights to the block, so maybe you can come up onto the high one. Right hand can come on onto your hip. Take the right inner thigh, the left inner thigh out. So really externally rotate the front leg. And then maybe extend your right arm up. Right ribs twist toward the left ribs. Press into your block. Reach through your fingertips. And then carefully, with control, come up. You can bring your block with you. Bring both feet in line with each other. We'll set up for the other side. Turn the right toes out. Take your block behind your foot. Arms extend out. Lift the chest. Grow your spine long. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to reach out. Now with control, reach out and place your hand on your block. Don't just drop into it. With control. Take your right ribs towards your left ribs. And then check in here. Externally rotate the front hip. And you can extend your left arm up. Stay here for a couple breaths. Yes, I hear you. Come on in. Come on. One more breath. And then using the strength of your legs, come all the way up. Bring your feet in line with each other and then step to Tadasana. baseball day. I'm the only one here. So, all right, let's step our feet wide again. Turn the left toes out. I'm just gonna move the chair over here, not for any reason, just to get it away from the wall there. Just turn the left toes out, right toes in. You can start with your hands on your hips. Now this is gonna be a little bit wider. We're gonna bend, because we wanna bend into our front knee and get that knee over our ankle. All right. Keep the shoulders in line with each other now. So that left shoulder may want to twist back. Try to get that left shoulder in line with the right. Now hug your left hip in, just like we did with triangle, to try to get that left knee over your middle toe. And then you can take your arms out. Really root down through this back leg. So you should feel that back heel, the outer edge of your foot, kind of rotating down into your mat. And then the front heel should intersect your back arch, your knee over your ankle. And then you can gaze over your front fingers for warrior two. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Try to keep that right shoulder in line with the left. And then carefully come up, bring both feet in line with each other, and we'll switch sides. So now the right toes will point out, left toes in and out. Hands on your hips, we're gonna take our left shoulder back. So we want the shoulders in line with the long edges of our mat. Then bend into your front knee. So you want this front knee over your ankle, and we want this front hip to rotate externally, just like we did in triangle. So that helps get the right knee in line with your middle toe. And then you can take your arms out. Warrior two. The gaze can be over your front hand. Float the shoulders back and away. Reach up to the crown of your head. Try to get that left shoulder back. So we're not twisting. We want to keep that left shoulder back in line with the right. Lift the chest. And the hands are soft, but there's energy shooting through the fingertips. One more breath. And then carefully come up, bring your feet in line with each other, step your feet together, and take a breath. Okay, now we'll take our feet wide again. Get your block. We're going to put the block in front of the left foot. We're going to take the left toes out. Right toes are going to point in. Hands on your hips. Square off your hips so that the left shoulder and right shoulder are in line with each other. So we're kind of to the front of our mat, even though we're externally rotating this front leg. Arms extend out. And we're going to come back into warrior two. So back into warrior two, the front knee is over the ankle and it's tracking toward that middle toe, which helps us get that external rotation of the front leg. Then we can take our right hand onto our hip and with control, bring your left hand down onto your block. And again, 3 heights to the block. So go where you can go. Stack the right shoulder over the left. And we're going to draw that left tricep toward our left knee and the left knee toward the tricep. So you kind of feel that energy of the leg and the arm pressing in toward each other, even pushing away from each other. And then if you want, you can reach your right arm up. And then the left, actually your right heel is pressing down into your mat, even the outer edge of that right foot. Hold it here. Lift the chest, even here. One more breath here. And then carefully, with control, come up. You can take your block with you. And we'll switch sides. So the right toes will turn out. We'll place the block behind our foot. Left toes point in and up. Arms extend out. And then we come into warrior two. Watch it, Molly. Hi, Molly. Molly's gonna do warrior two with us. Are you gonna do warrior two? Yeah. All right. So we're bending deeply into that front knee. Now we're gonna take our left hand under our hip and we're gonna go with control onto this block. So we're lengthening, keeping that length. And we're gonna take the, oh, I'm sorry, the block should be in the front of the foot. Like your block in front of your foot, sorry, I got confused. All right, we're actually gonna do that next. Block in front of your foot, and then we're hugging the right knee and the right tricep in toward each other, and we're taking the right ribs toward the left ribs. So we're opening up the chest here, and again, if you want, you can extend your left arm up. Rotate into the outer edge of your left foot. So that left leg is super strong. Hold it here. And then carefully come up. Take your block with you. Turn the toes back the other way. So now your left toes are pointing out, right toes are pointing in. Now we take the block behind our foot. All right, arms extend out, lift the chest. Inhale here. Bend into your knee, warrior two. Inhale again. We're gonna reach up. Now we're gonna take our block to the outer edge of our foot. And again, 3 heights. Now we're kind of hugging that left knee toward the arm. So again, we're still giving the external rotation of the leg. We're still taking our left ribs toward our right. But this time, if you want to, you can take your right arm down and in line with your ear. And stack that right shoulder over the left. So the gaze can be up towards your arm or just straight ahead. And there's a nice long line from that back heel through the right fingers. Lift the chest. Hug that left knee towards your arm. Press through your back heel. Hold it here. And then carefully, you can bring your hand back onto your hip, come up nice and slow. Bring your feet in line with each other. Then we turn them one more time to the other side. Place the block behind your foot. All right. It's a little warm. I think we're through those cold spells. Arms extend out. We're going to come back into warrior two. So the right toes point straight, left toes in and up. So we get this internal rotation here, external rotation here. And then we're going to reach out and extend. We'll take our hand onto our block with control. Lift the chest. So now hug your right knee towards your arm. And again, that helps us get that external rotation. That helps us get that knee action over the middle toe. Right ribs toward the left ribs to get this left shoulder over the right. And your hand can stay here, or we can bring it down and in line with our ear. Reaching through the fingertips, thumb points up, pinky down. Press through that back heel. Hug your front knee towards your arm. And hold it here. Lift the chest. Left ribs toward the right ribs. Hug that knee in towards your arm. And then carefully come all the way up. Step your feet together. Come to Tadasana. And take a breath. And just check in. How do you feel? Lots of lengthening, strengthening today. All right, now we're gonna do half moon, and there's a lot of options we can do here. If you have a full wall, which I don't know if any of you do, let me show you what you can do. You can do it this way. So you would come to the wall, you come back into warrior two, just like we did. You bend into, I'll take you through this all together in a sec. You come here, and you can come into your full wall like this. I got a lot of stuff in the way. So this is one way you can do it. The other way is you can put the block in front and come back into warrior two with the wall behind you, step into it and step your foot onto your wall like this. Or if you want to do it in the middle of the room, you can do it in the middle of the room, okay? So however that's gonna work for you. I'm gonna do it this way with my foot in the wall. So we're gonna set up for warrior two. So we'll take our feet wide. We'll turn the left toes out. Arms extend out, and then come into warrior two. Bend into the front knee, lift the chest. Then we'll start with our right hand on our hip and take our hand onto our block. We're gonna move it about 6 inches in front of our big toe. Step into that foot, and then extend your, I have to go back, extend your right leg up. So if you're doing what I'm doing, you gotta make sure you have the right length at the wall. So now my foot's at the wall. I'm getting this external rotation of the standing leg. I'm still trying to get my right shoulder over my left. And I've got the wall to support me. And then maybe extend your right arm up from wherever you are. So if you're in the middle of the room, it's a little bit more challenging. So just do what you can do. If you've got some support, you might be able to hold this a little bit longer. We're still taking the left ribs toward the right ribs, just like in all those other poses. We're stacking the top shoulder over the bottom. Building strength, especially in the standing leg. Draw your kneecap up towards your thigh up towards your hip. And then if your foot's at the wall, you're pressing into the wall. If your back's at the wall, you're taking the top shoulder back. All right, let's carefully come out. Come to Tadasana, take a breath. All right, so let's do the other side. So I'm gonna have to turn this way. So my right toes are be forward. I'm gonna come into warrior two. We're gonna get that external rotation of the front leg. Arms extend out. Inhale. Exhale, reach out, take your block. We're gonna move it about 6 inches in front of our big toe. And then step into that front leg. And either find your wall, or if you got the wall behind you, I'm gonna take a look in a sec. All right, so again, we're standing strong in that standing leg. We're stacking the left shoulder over the right. And then maybe extend your left arm up. Now hold it here if you can. I'm gonna take a peek. Good, nice. It's not an easy pose. Okay, come on out and take child's pose. I know those of you who just took Shanna's class, that's probably the last thing you want to do. We're done with that though. Now we'll do a few stretching standing poses. That's probably the most power pose that we'll do. Take a few breaths in child's. Extend your arms out over your head. Tailbone towards your heels, really lengthen here. Walk your hands over to the right. And you can take your left hand on top of your right. Come on back to center and then over to the left. You can take the left on the right. All right, make your way back up onto your hands and knees. And then back to down dog. Just as a transition pose, we'll walk our feet together. Hands by your hips, come all the way up. So let's get our chairs again. Or your blocks. Blocks will work for this. We're going to twisted triangle. So we're going to do it with a chair if you have it. If not, you can use your blocks. So I have my blocks here just to demonstrate both. So come to Tadasana, facing your props. And let's take the left foot forward, right foot back. Take your hands on your hips. Take that right hip forward, right shoulder forward. Keep the chest lifted. Then we're going to hinge forward and take our hands onto our chair or your block. So you want either one. You want your shoulders kind of underneath or over your wrists. Okay. So right now we're in pyramid pose. So we're drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. Chest stays lifted. So you can be here too on your blocks. Either way, whatever works. Drawing that left hip back. All right, now we're going to take our right hand. So you might need to move your block over if you're using a block. We're going to take our left hand under our hip, right hand in the middle of our chair. We're going to twist over to the left. Keep taking that left hip back. And then maybe if it feels okay with your shoulder, take your left arm up. And this maybe you want it on here on your block. And then carefully come on back. Hands on your hips. Step your feet together. Tadasana. All right, other side. So now the right foot will come forward, left foot back, toes are pointing up. Take your hands on your hips. Let's take the left hip forward, right hip back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale. And then exhale, hinge forward. Bring your hands down onto your chair or your blocks. Stay here for a couple breaths. Draw that right hip back. Press the left hip forward. And then we prepare for our twist. So you can take your block, or if you have it underneath your chest, or you take your hand in the middle of your chair, we start to twist over to the right. The right hand can land on your low back. And then draw that left heel toward the back of your mat. Stack your right shoulder over your left. And if you want, you can extend your left arm up. So really pressing through that back heel, but drawing that right hip back. And then carefully come on down. Step your feet together, hands on your hips, come all the way up. And take Tadasana. All right. So let's go back into down dog on your chair or at the wall. So this is a nice big stretch here. So you can extend your arms out. Take your pubic bone towards your tailbone. Feel the spine lengthening. Feel the space between every vertebra opening. Push away with your hands. Feel your tailbone pressing toward the edge of your mat. Press through your heels. And then carefully walk towards your chair. And come on all the way up. Tadasana. Let's take our feet wide. And you can have your chair or your blocks in front of you. I'm going to use my blocks. I think it'll just work better. One block or two. Well, let me do it. I guess I'll do it this way, and then I'll turn that way. All right, so we're going to start with our legs in Prasarita, right? The legs are wide. Feet are in line with each other. Feet are parallel with each other. Hands on our hips. Lift the chest. You can even get a little bit of a back bend this time. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips. And we're gonna take our hands onto our blocks or maybe onto your chair. Again, it's whatever you have handy. The chair is nice because you can really kind of press it away and get a little bit more length through the side. You can do the same with your block. You can push your block away. So whichever one you're using, root down through both feet, lengthen through the side body. You can even use your wall. But this should feel nice big stretch through the side body, lengthening through the tailbone. Take the back ribs toward the front ribs. Hold it here. Draw the kneecaps up, engage your legs, root down through both feet. And then carefully you can walk your hands back onto your hips. Heel toe your feet in toward each other. Oh, take a breath here. And then let's just make our way down onto the mat. So have a seat. You can sit on a blanket. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to take our legs back out into Dandasana legs. Now let's bend the left knee. Actually, I'll mirror you. Bend the left knee. And you can stay right here if you want to stay here. Or you can cross your leg over the right leg. Left leg over the right. You can stay here. And if you want, you can take your right leg back. So I'm going to be twisted and mirroring you. So if I get this right, I get a gold star today. All right. So either wherever you are with your legs. Now we're going to twist over to the left. So we're going to take our left hand behind us like a kickstand, and you can hug your left knee in and twist over to the left. Or you can extend your right arm, your right arm up, and then we'll twist and we'll hook that elbow to the outside of the knee. So we did a lot of work. We're going to open up the hips, stretch the hips and the legs now. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, grow your spine long. Exhale and twist. Lift the chest. Inhale, press that back hand. It should be right close to your tailbone. Press it into your mat or your blanket to grow this space between each vertebrae. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist. And if you'd like, you can look over your back shoulder. Unwind. Come on back to center. Oh, let's switch sides. Legs extend out. So now we'll bend the right knee. And again, you can stay right here with this leg extended. This here, you can still go into that twist if that works better for your hips. Or you can cross it over and stay here with this left leg extended. Or you can slide the foot under. So again, whatever works for your hips. You're all going to get the same benefit of the pose. All right, now we're going to take our right hand behind us and get it close to your tailbone. That helps get our spine nice and long, and you can hug your knee in. Or you can inhale and extend the left arm up. Exhale, take the elbow to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, grow your spine long. Exhale, twist. Inhale, press into your right hand on your fingertips even, and you can lengthen, you can visualize your spine growing long when you do that. The crown of your head is reaching up to your ceiling, and then twist. Inhale again, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keep breathing in and lengthening and twisting as you exhale, and maybe you can look over the back shoulder. Don't worry so much about it if you can't. One more breath. And then come on back. Unwind. All right, let's take our legs long. We're going to make our way onto our back. Get your strap.
So we're going to take the strap, and if you want to be at the wall, you can with your foot. I'm going to stay right here. So I'm going to take the strap back around the top of my right heel. Left leg's going to go long. And then I'm going to take both ends of the strap into my left hand. Let's take our right thumb into our right hip crease. Extend through the left leg to left pinky toes point up. And we're going to take our right thumb and push that right thigh bone away. And then take that right heel over in line with our left shoulder. Left pinky toes pointing up. The left knee rotates down toward the floor. Lift the chest. Breathe here. Press your heel into your strap. Press your strap into your heel. Lift your chest. Push that right thigh away. And then stay here if you'd like to, or if you want a deeper stretch, you can take your leg over to the left even more. Stretching out the leg. That right hip will pop up. You can even take your right arm out. Lift the chest. So you might need to readjust your shoulders a little bit. Press through your heel. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lift your leg up. Remove the strap. Take your leg long. All right, other side. So we'll take the strap around the left heel. Right leg goes long or at your wall. Right toe points up, pinky toe points up. Left thumb in your left hip crease. Lift your chest here. Inhale. Exhale, we take that left heel in line with our right shoulder. And we're pushing that left thigh bone away. Right pinky toe points up. The right knee points down. Rotates down. Lift your chest. Press through that right heel. That right leg is active. And we're pressing through the left heel into our strap. And we're pulling the strap into our left heel. Stretching out the legs. Now stay here. Or if you'd like, you can take your left leg over to the right even more. The left hip will pop right up. Left arm extends out. Inhale. Exhale, bring your leg up and remove your strap. Now let's take it back over to the right. We'll take our blanket or block underneath our right hip. Strap's going to come back around the right heel. Left leg's going to go to your wall or just extend to the edge of your mat. Both ends of the strap into your right hand. Lift your chest. Lock that right shoulder down. Take your left hand on your left hip bone. Rotate that left pinky toe up. Lift your chest. Inhale. Now this time when we exhale, we're going to lower the leg out to the right. So getting a nice big stretch in the inner thigh. We work the legs hard. Flex both through both feet. Pull the left hip down. Press your heel into your strap. Press your strap into your heel. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your leg up and remove the strap. Take that leg long. We'll switch sides. So if you have a prop or support, take it underneath the left hip. Take your strap around your left heel. Both ends of your strap into your left hand. Right leg goes long, right pinky toe up, right knee rotates down. So we try to keep that action. If you're at the wall, it makes it a little easier. All right. Left shoulder locks down, right hand places on your right hip. Inhale. Exhale, lower your leg out to the left. Pull the right hip down. Flex your feet. We want that left outer edge of your foot parallel to the floor. Lift your chest. Rotate your right toe up. Pinky toe. All toes, really. Try to keep both shoulders square on the mat. Pull that right hip down. Big stretch in your adductors. Inhale. Exhale, bring that leg up. And let's remove the strap. Go ahead, put the strap aside. Okay, we got time. We'll do the others. So let's bend the knees. We'll slide the right foot over to the right. Take your right knee in towards your left foot. And then we check in. How does this feel? If this is okay, maybe you can take your left foot onto your right thigh. Deepen that stretch, and then we check our alignment. Make sure your right knee is in line with your right shoulder and lower down. Again, really stretching out the legs and the hips. And if you want to, take your right arm overhead and your left thumb and forefinger around your wrist. Big stretch through the right side. Maybe even drag your left heel down your right thigh as you pull up on your right wrist. And uncross. Other side. So bring your knees back up, feet down. We'll slide the left foot over. The left knee drops in toward the right foot. And again, check in here. If this is okay, you can tolerate a little bit more. You can take your right foot on your left thigh. Then we check our alignment because sometimes it moves us out of alignment. You want the left knee in the shoulder in one line. Let's see how this feels. Take your left arm overhead and hold on to your wrist with your right hand. You can even drag your right heel down your leg and pull up with your right hand. Lift your chest. Oh. And uncross. Feet back on the floor on your mat, knees pointing up. Now we'll let the right knee drop over to the right and we'll take that right foot behind our left heel. External rotation. We did a lot of external rotating today in our standing poses. All right, now stay here with your left foot or take your left heel in front of your right shin. And just let that knee drop over. This might be enough for you. Or if you want to take it farther, you can take your left foot onto your right thigh, let that left knee drop out, and then flex both feet and lift your chest. Hands can stay on your hips or your belly, or you can reach your arms overhead. And really in any way you want. They can stay overhead. You can hold on to your opposite elbows. You can even hold on to a strap overhead or hook your thumbs together. Keep the chest lifted. Try to bring those shoulder blades underneath your chest. And let's uncross. Switch sides. Left knee will drop out. Take that left foot behind your right heel. And then we adjust from here. Stay here. Right heel in front of your left shin. Or your right foot can come onto your left thigh. Flex your feet if you're doing double pigeon with your legs. And then again, what do you want to do with your arms? You can just leave them here. That feels better today to keep them on your belly. Or you can reach them overhead. Then kind of square off your shoulders. That's where you tuck the shoulders underneath your chest to lift the chest. And breathe. Come back to your breath. Stretching out the legs, opening up the hips. And then uncross. Just bring your feet in. And let's hug our knees up into our chest. Cross your right knee over your left. Hug the knees in. And if you want, you can slide your hands down to your ankles. Gently pull your legs apart. Pull the ankles apart. And take your knees slightly over to the left. Keep the chest lifted. Knees over to the left. Just deepens that stretch in the outer hip. Bring your knees back to center. Uncross, and we'll take the left knee over the right. Hug them in. Hug them in here. If this is easy enough, you can take your hands to your ankles. And just pull the ankles apart. Lift the chest. And then take your knees slightly over to the right. And then uncross. Place your feet down. Let's do one more. Take our right ankle over the left knee, stretching out the hips. Right ankle over the left knee. And you can press your right leg away, just keeping that left foot down. Or if you're at the wall, you can take your left foot at your wall. Or you can slide your hands through, take a hold of your back left thigh, and draw that left knee towards your nose. Use your right elbow to press your right thigh away. And then take your legs over to the left slightly. Flex your feet. Keep your chest lifted. Hold it here. Bring your knees up, uncross. You can start with your right foot down or at the wall, or it's in the air, and we're going to take the left ankle over the right knee. Slide your left hand through, clasp behind your right thigh. Draw your right knee towards your nose. Left elbow presses into that left leg to deepen that stretch, and even going slightly over to the right will deepen that stretch as well. Keep your shoulders square on your mat. Lift your chest. Breathe deeply. And then bring your knees up, uncross. Let's take our arms out to the side, place our feet down on the mat. Lift your chest here. Take your hips over to the right. Let's cross the right leg over the left, or not. If you don't want to cross your legs in this twist, you don't have to. We're going to twist over to the left, either way. Knees crossed or uncrossed. Lift your chest. You might need to pick your left shoulder up to get that right shoulder down to keep the chest lifted. If you want, you can take your left hand on your right knee. You can just gaze up at the ceiling. And bring your knees up, uncross. And we'll go over to the other side. Scoot the hips over. Cross or no cross. You can take your legs over your knee or not. And then we're going to take our knees over to the right. And pick up that right shoulder, scoot the left shoulder down. You take your right hand on your left thigh. And then bring your knees up and cross. Let's hug the knees in. Just hug them in, but don't bring them up so far to your chest that your tailbone picks up off the mat. Keep where your tailbone stays on your mat for right now. Take the shoulders down, press your entire spine into your mat. And just take your knees over to the right. And then come back and then over to the left. Just over to about your left shoulder. Don't go any farther than that. Just go back and forth a couple times. Giving yourself a massage through the whole back body. And now come back to center, and you can hug your knees in a little bit more, and even take your forehead to your knees. Give yourself a big hug. And then we'll find Shavasana. So release, find your Shavasana. Any way that's comfortable for you. You guys know the deal. You can roll up, put a jacket back on, roll up a blanket under your knees. Take your legs up onto your, if everyone had a chair today, you can take your legs onto your chair. Lisa's cat is getting all comfy. I can always see just the top of her head and her ears, or his. And then when you're in your happy place, scan your body again, just to see if there's anything you're still holding on to. And send your breath there and let that go if there's anything. Just see if you can kind of let it go for these last few moments of our practice. And then relax your toes, relax your fingers, relax your jaw, your face, let your shoulders melt down. And just let your entire body melt into the earth beneath you. And I will ring the chimes when it's time to come back out of Shavasana. So just let everything go here. Well-earned Shavasana.
Begin to awaken your body. Start to bring movement into your fingers and your toes. Deepen your breath. Reach your arms overhead. Stretch. And make your way over to one side. Just stay there for a breath or two. Take your time. When you feel ready, come up to a comfortable seated position. Just sit here for a few more moments with your eyes closed. Notice again how you feel. Checking in. Since you got on your mat this morning, just noticing all the changes in your body. Maybe just feeling a little more open, maybe a little longer. And then just even a little lighter or more peaceful. Take your hands to your heart center. And thank yourself for all this great work that you're doing for your mind and your body and your spirit. And I thank you for joining us today, for letting me guide you in your practice. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. You can unmute yourself if you want.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. That was a wonderful class. Did you record it?
Yes.
Oh, good. That's a good
Yes.
one. That was a
Oh,
real
good. You like that?
Thank
You say, Peggy, you're saying that after Shanna's class? Okay, good.
Oh, I really liked it a lot. Yeah, I know. I'm crazy. I don't think I'll be doing too much of that. I liked it very much. It
Good.
covered a lot. It covered a lot of your body.
Yeah.
So,
And the stretching at the end was good,
very
because
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much,
Thank
Karen.
you.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.